Simply put, Ernest and Julio Gallo created the foundation for the American wine business as we know it today. It is for their vision, continually advancing the possibilities of American wine over the past 70 years, that Wine Enthusiast magazine is honored to name Ernest and Julio Gallo for its special Lifetime Achievement Award.
Their lifetime partnership is famous. Ernest, the marketing icon. Julio, the dedicated wine master. They shared the work, and the work became a mission. They shared an understanding, and the understanding became a vision to provide quality wines that every American would enjoy. When they began their journey in 1933, Congress was about to repeal Prohibition. Ambitious entrepreneurs, struggling through the midst of the Great Depression, saw an opportunity to reverse their fortunes in the wine business. Most of the wineries started then are long gone. The brothers gradually shifted from selling wine in bulk to local bottlers to establishing the name of Gallo on the bottle, on the shelf, on the table. By 1940, Ernest had a Gallo brand in the market. Thus began one of America's most popular wine brands. Also in the 1940s, the Gallo brothers began their viticultural research programs in their own vineyards, often in cooperation with the University of California, Davis. They investigated all aspects of grape growing, including grape varieties and viticultural practices such as pruning and canopy management. From the start, Julio was always looking for ways to improve the quality of Gallo wines. Eventually, he set up a formal research program focused on advancing learning in winemaking techniques such as clarification and fermentation. In the 1950s, the Gallo brothers pioneered the application of advertising, marketing, and distribution principles within the wine industry. They developed extensive education programs for their wine salesmen and set training standards that continue to impact the industry today. They also used the revolutionary new medium of television to introduce the beauty of wine to households across America. By the 1960s, the Gallo brothers realized that the future of California wine lay in the vineyards. They restructured the basic relationship between wineries and growers by being the first to offer long-term contracts to those who would replant their vineyards with the new and better varietals that were needed to move California wines onto the world stage. The fruits of their labors began to pay off in the 1970s. The brothers had recognized that the demand for varietal wines in the U.S. could grow rapidly if consumers had better access to these types of wines. Better grapes were becoming available as a result of the long-term contracts. Gallo was already a major purchaser of Napa and Sonoma grapes. Now, they began purchasing land in Sonoma. It was in this decade that Gallo introduced affordable, good-quality varietal wines that the entire American public could enjoy. During the 1980s, the Gallo family became international wine merchants, and they showed by example how California vintners could compete and succeed around the world. Nothing the brothers ever did was for the short haul. In 1993, the brothers launched the next chapter of their continuing story, Gallo of Sonoma, proving once again their ability to adapt with changing consumer needs. Last year, the Wine Enthusiast honored Gallo of Sonoma as American Winery of the Year. The brothers' accomplishments are perhaps best summarized by Wine Enthusiast editor Steve Hymoff, who wrote,
"After Prohibition, their company also helped, and this can't be stressed enough, teach Americans about wine. It's almost as if for 3 generations, Ernest and Julio Gallo have been conducting a national educational course in wine appreciation. They introduced millions of Americans to the pleasures of wine. And as Americans' taste changed, so did the Gallo's range of wines. Throughout its 70-year history, Gallo has shown an uncanny ability to reinvent itself, and the place of American wine on the world market.
The Gallo brothers also gave to the California wine industry Gallo sons and daughters who carry on the traditions established so long ago. Their achievements now extend to 3 generations. The 3rd generation of Gallo family winemakers and marketers face new challenges, armed with the strength, passion, and wisdom of the winery founders. For Ernest and Julio, family and wine are equal partners in the legacy of lifetimes spent in the pursuit of perfection.
It is with the greatest pleasure that I welcome Ernest's son, Joseph Gallo, and Julio's son, Robert Gallo, to the podium to accept the award on behalf of their fathers.
You deserve another round of applause. Come on.
Good evening. Vic, you're out there somewhere. You'll know later why we haven't been able to get together. Dad is, I guess you may or may not know, was killed in an accident on one of our ranches about 8-10 years ago. He would certainly be proud to be here to accept this award tonight. They were a great team, as the monitor showed there. However, I'd like to share with you my dad's other great team member, and that was his wife, Eileen. That was his other great partner. In those early years, she worked double duty raising our family, and reminded by Linda tonight at our table, she and David used to make some trips out to California. I call it a little more the early days, 30, 40 years ago. Not quite the beginning, but would comment about the great dinners that Mother would serve, Italian dinners, which reminded me again that, well, how that happened. When they were first married, she's one of the first of the family, not Italian. So in those days, you know, the old folks bring home, I mean, it was entertainment at home. It was around the family table. Anyway, she got sent to San Francisco after the first meal she prepared, big flop, to learn something from Aunt Sela. This was our matriarch after their folks passed. By golly, but she was back within a week. He couldn't believe it. So, but by golly, she learned a lot in that week. The raviolis, the gnocchi, all the dishes, and ever since was very proud to help out in that way, while Dad and Ernest struggled to build their business. Dad's example of hard work and his dedication, inspiration, dedication is a legacy that can still be seen in his family, especially with his grandchildren. Dad would be very proud to see today 9 of his grandchildren working full-time, active in the family business. As a family, we've been blessed with much success because of Dad and Ernest. paved the way for us. But that's what Dad's life was all about, seeing the vineyard bear good fruit, satisfaction of hard work, a good glass of wine on the table. Dad wanted to share that glass of wine with every family in this country. I couldn't have been prouder of the great example that my dad gave me. He loved life, wine growing, and his family. We as a family thank Adam and Linda and their team, the Wine Enthusiasts, for honoring Dad with this Lifetime Achievement Award with obviously his brother Ernest. Thank you.
Good evening. And Adam, thank you. Thank you for the award. You know, my dad would have been honored, Adam, to have been here tonight to accept your prestigious award, but due to the limitations of age, he couldn't make it here. He's going to turn 95 in March. To put our family business in perspective, the E&J Gallo Winery was founded in 1933, which is just over 70 years ago. The odds against them were formidable when my uncle, my father, began business. The country was in the depths of the Great Depression. Our company was facing large, well-capitalized and well-entrenched competitors. They did not even know how to make wine commercially. We hope that our story will inspire others in this room tonight to believe that the American dream exists for all those that wish to believe that nothing is impossible in life, is willing to work hard and sacrifice, and furthermore, that refuses to tolerate mediocrity. Thank you.
Stirring words.